Hi friends, Suzanne here. Welcome to another paper pumpkin alternative video on my YouTube channel and blog. If you're new to my channel, I want to say hi. This video will share alternative projects to stretch your paper pumpkin supplies. If you don't know what paper pumpkin is, click the link in the description box below and check it out. So come along with me as I attempt to create out of the box. I want to take a minute to welcome everyone from the South Pacific and Europe. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your paper pumpkin. So this paper pumpkin is for, let's see, the month of April 2026. It is entitled Lakeside Retreat. There are, let's see, supplies for 9 cards, 9 envelopes, and there's a lot going on here. We have the brand new Peaceful Pine ink spot and the stamp set, of course. And of course, I'm just going to have some video magic here. We're going to cut to what is actually inside of this kit before we make our alternatives. So the instructions here are a little different than normal, and we'll go over that in a second. These are all the components that you get. We'll go over those in a minute too. The instructions are somewhat the same. There's no words because, you know, you got to do 2, 3, 4 different languages, I guess. But in the back here, they have the components and then they have the stamp set that or paper that goes with it. So you'll have to cut that out if you want. So don't get rid of this paper. Keep the paper. It also gives you the coordinating Stampin' Up colors: Azure Afternoon, Balmy Blue, Cajun Craze, Crisp Cantaloupe, Gray Granite, Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, Peaceful Pine, Pecan Pie, Pool Party, Soft Sea Foam, and Very Vanilla. So here we are with my first alternative. So these are the 2 components that you'll need. And let's see, I am also bringing in my Stylish Shapes dies. So normally I don't do a lot of die cutting with the paper pumpkin, but I wanted to make, since this is already a circle, I thought I would make use of my die cutting machine. Okay, so I kind of folded the card just so I knew where it was, where the crease is. I'm putting that lovely scene, I'm going to call them scenes, and I'm putting that on the card where I want it to go, and that's just a little bit of washi tape that I'm putting on it, and basically I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss machine. So if you don't have a cut and emboss machine, I don't know if you can make this card, sorry. You might be able to if you had like one of those protractors perhaps, and use a craft knife, but that seems like a lot of trouble. So anyway, look at me, I've cut these 2 pieces out. All right, so now I'm going to come in with a piece of basic white thick card base that is size 6 by 5 1/4, and we've scored it at 2 inches. So we're going to make sure that the fold is going to be on our right hand side. So we're going to put adhesive on the back side of this card. And then this is going to be, it's kind of like a fancy fold. Yeah, we're all doing different things today. There's nothing, no rules. One of the things I did want you to notice is that our basic white and paper pumpkin white are 2 separate entities. You can see that they do not talk well together. So, which is fine. So I've often said, if you've ever watched any of my other paper pumpkin videos, that there's always a sacrificial envelope. I usually call it a yeoman, and I reflect that this is very similar to the yeoman that's on Star Trek, the old Star Trek that always gets killed. So anyway, or has some accident and they don't come back. Let's not get booted off of the internet. Anyway, I cut that envelope down to 1 3/4 inches wide and 5 inches tall, and it's going to go right on this, the 2 inches, the flappity flap here. That's the technical term when if you create this card. So I am trying to write sticky notes for those of you who enjoy it. Shout out if you do enjoy it. There is no written tutorial with these videos. I'm surprised I even get them in on time, to be honest. Okay, so I folded the card the way it should go, and now I've just put adhesive on the spot that is on the inside flappity flap. So basically, once you align everything correctly, look, there it is. And then I'm going to put the card base circle on my back side here so that you don't see an unsightly seam, right? All thinking here. All brain cells are firing on this one. All right, so this is the new Peaceful Pine brand new ink pad. What do you think? I thought, oh, well, I'm going to use it, so I might as well share with you how to put it together. So it's magnets. It's a big ink pad. What else? It is made of felt. It holds more ink. It is seemingly delightful. I stamped a couple of images here, or like the sentiment, just to season that stamp. It stamped fine. It's a nice color. You do have to use a little bit more muscle, I found, than with our sponge pads. There is a label that could go on, that's on the back, that can go on the front, on the inside. I haven't done that yet. And this might be a good time to share with you that I have an In Color Club coming up. And you can sign up at any point, but this is the first month we're doing it, May, when the new ink colors come in. So the ink colors are on the top there. There's a link in my description box below. If you're Canadian, you want to join, I'm happy to have you. Check it out. Go to the link and see what's all involved. There's a lot and everybody has fun. Anyway, moving on. So I fussy cut that happy birthday sentiment out, and I'm going to stick it right on the inside of this card. Well, the middle, I should say, but on the piece that's on the inside. Is this inside or outside? I'm confused. Anyway, that is my card number 1. Now, please remember, you get to vote on which card you like the best, whether it's 1, 2, or 3. So many people say, oh, I don't know what I like. Yeah, I like them all. Some people tell me, yeah, I don't like any of them. I only like this one or this one. So, and I'm asking for your opinion. So you go right ahead. As long as it's nicely put, I'm happy to hear what you have to say. All right. So these are the components that I am using for this card number 2. I am cutting this down to 3 by 3. So I didn't want to cut off too much of the bottom. So I cut a little bit off the bottom and a little bit off the top. I wanted a 3 by 3. So here's that envelope again, the yeoman, if you will. And this is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. I did want to make sure that my edge was straight there. I do that oftentimes just to make sure things are nice and even. So 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and that is going to back my 3 by 3 square. So I'm putting post-it notes for those of you who like the post-it notes. See, I listen when people say, hey, that's a good idea. I'm burnishing the card front here. I'm burnishing that score line, the crease line, trying to minimize it as much as I can. I've cut this down to about 2 inches by 5.5 approximately. So I'm going to put everything aside and then we're going to adhere. So we're adhering our top piece to the mat, if you will. And then we are going to adhere the stripy strip. I am going to burnish that crease line one more time. And then adhesive goes on the back. You can use the tear and tape that came in the kit. I'm happy to use my Seal Plus. I'm going to fold my basic white thick card base in half. I've often said this, if you've ever watched any of my Paper Pumpkin videos before, I happen to use my basic white thick cardstock a lot and then sort of sacrifice maybe one of the cards and of course several envelopes. Let's be honest. I might not even, because I feel like sometimes you can cut the card front or the card bases in half and then, you can stretch that card kit. So I feel like you're not going to miss out too much with my alternatives. Anyway, put that about 1.5 inches on the top of the card. And then here is another new ink pad. This is our basic black ink pad. It's a hybrid ink. And I wanted to show you how to open it because there was a little controversy. But hey, look how clean and rich that ink is. So happy to use it for all of my stamping needs. And that was basic white that I was stamping on. So I have fussy cut the thanks, which is the sentiment that I've chosen. And then I am going to get out my silicone mat and a little bit of the multi-purpose liquid glue. I sort of run a little squiggle on that silicone. Then with my tweezers, I sort of dibble dab, because I don't, is fussy cut. There's like bits and pieces that are open and I don't want the glue to sort of smear out of there. So I'm careful just to dibble dab a little bit of that glue there, putting that aside, and that dries off and then you could just peel the glue right off of it. So here are my tweezers and I'm pressing down and no glue is coming out and I'm happy with that. Then from the kit, I'm using a couple of these stones, beach stones. I eventually put 3 on that card. So what else do I need to tell you? Yeah, there's a lot of new things coming out with Stampin' Up. If you only get the Paper Pumpkin, you should know that there's other things going on. We have a lot of other stuff. This is, of course, Wink of Stella. I used to get teased about how much I use it. So then I don't want to be teased so much, so I stopped using it. No, I'm joking. I don't care. Go ahead and tease me. Wink of Stella always adds a little bit of something to water, to sand, and to anything sugary. It adds that extra whatever you need. The je ne sais quoi. I hope I said that right. I am trying to learn French, actually. Surprise, surprise. I'm doing it on Duolingo. Not Canadian French, though. I'm trying to use French, if that makes sense. I'm not very good at it. So, okay, here we go for card number 3. It's a simple card, but I'm using a different technique in here. So this is a beautiful card. Wasn't it easy to create with this Paper Pumpkin kit? I mean, honestly. You couldn't have, it was such a nice kit. And it doesn't have to be terribly masculine. Like the cards that I've created, to me, they don't seem overly masculine. So I've cut that card base in half. You can still use the front of it. I'm using the plaid. Or apparently plaid is supposed to be pronounced plaid. Did you know that? Who knew? So here's my basic thick card base. I'm creasing our score line, and then I'm going to put the scored line on my table so that I can slide the card front on the on that. And then if there's any overhang or if I'm not matching up, I can always cut off a little bit of the free edge so that, yeah, so you always want to, you know, put your folded edge on the table. Anyway, that piece was 1.5 inches. And now we're using that Peaceful Pine again. And like I said, I think it because I'm used to the sponge where you don't have to tap hard. You have to tap a little harder with this felt sponge. So anyway, here's my pattern paper. That was from the kit, by the way, so it's nothing new. I think it's the Azure Afternoon color. It could be the Misty Moon. I don't know, whatever color it was. I'm using Versamark ink. So I also had my embossing buddy out. This is the embossing toolkit. You get the brush, you get the tweezers I used earlier, the embossing buddy, and then of course our Versamark ink, which is a watermark ink. It is a clear sticky ink that when I pour my white embossing powder over it, it's going to stick. And then I lightly tap off, and then I have a teeny tiny brush that is only used for this. Look how teeny tiny that little brush is. So I can get right in there and remove the unwanted particles of embossing. I didn't do too great of a job with this, I gotta say. But, you know, I'm not perfect. But anyway, you know, not bad. Not bad at all. I'll take it. I didn't want to redo it, put it that way. Anyway, so that is what I've done. I've heated up my heat tool for about 30 seconds beforehand, and then I hold it underneath for you to see. And also I've been told that's the correct way to do it, especially if you're doing pattern paper or something thinner. Something thicker, like a thick cardstock, you can go from above, but the, you know, going from below to heat it up makes sense because the particles aren't going to blow all around, just in case. So I put this about an inch and I don't know, about an inch and maybe 1/16 from the bottom. And I made sure that I was nice and straight on my plaid lines. This is a simple card, and I put this sentiment in the wrong spot. And then I trimmed off the excess, gave this little bit of a haircut, and then I will go back and replace that sentiment, because this is such a simple card that, you know, some things have to be exacting. And I know people think that simple cards are simple to make, but not really, because your eye is drawn to things that are crooked or just not this right. So for me, this wasn't right. So I just easily, you know, peeled it up slowly, and then I plunked it right back down where it's supposed to go. And you can see that that design looks far better. So I don't know, you might have liked it the other way, which is fine, but this is the way my eye works. So that is my cards for today. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me. Please leave me a lovely comment below, and I will be back on Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Make sure you vote. Bye for now.